I'll do grade. Yeah, okay. So there was a blackboard up here.
Okay.
You might have to push in a bit harder.
That was a blackboard.
Okay.
There was a teacher's desk was right here.
Mm-hmm.
The door was like right there. The back wall was here, and then this was all desks.
How do you guys sit in grade 8? Single?
Single, yes.
Single rows, okay.
Yes. So we had 4 single rows, and my desk was right here.
So
By the door.
By the door.
Okay.
Okay,
So
you were always in the front? You were always by the door?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, is this where you wanted to sit, or is this where they asked you to sit?
That was the way the classroom was laid out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most convenient spot for me.
Okay.
So,
Convenient because...
convenient because the door was there.
Okay.
And my timing schedules were all messed up.
Okay.
So I had to have access to the door without disturbing the teacher. So what I had to do, because the teacher would still be teaching when I left.
Okay.
So
why were you leaving in between?
Because they were concerned that they didn't want anybody else in the hall while I was leaving because they didn't want me to get hurt.
Okay.
So I was having to miss the last few minutes in order to get to the next one before the crowd came.
Right.
Because they weren't, some of them were respectful, but others weren't.
Right.
And I had a fear, and they had a fear that I would get knocked down by someone who was rushing. So that was the most convenient spot for me to be.
Okay.
So you do this in grade 7, 8, and grade 9? You leave early?
Yes.
Okay.
Are there certain areas with books? Are there shelves?
Yes, there was shelving here with dictionaries.
Okay.
And thesauruses and that sort of thing.
Okay. Was it easy for you to go there and to grab them, or?
No, because I was halfway across the room and the dictionaries were here, and the spacing between each row of the desks was very narrow. Mm-hmm. And if there was nobody getting up in the class, on certain days I would just get up without the crutches and just go.
Right.
Because I can do that, and then the teacher would panic because I didn't have the crutches.
Right.
So I kind of stopped doing that. There was a guy in my class who was really nice to me at the time who would bring me everything and put it on my desk.
Right. So
that I didn't have to go through that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't like to see me go through it.
Right.
So.
I was just wondering if you can tell me how hard or how easy it was for you to get around in your classroom.
It was hard.
It was hard,
yeah,
right?
It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd make it easier for myself by just not taking the crutches when I felt like I didn't need them. But they would panic because, oh my God, he doesn't have crutches. Mm-hmm. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now let's look over here. This is a circle, a couple of circles, and we're going to use it to help us explain if you felt part of a group, or if you felt included in the kids in the classroom, or not so included. Okay.
Okay.
Green meaning, felt very included. I was part of the class, and the further out you go, the less included you are. Where would you say you were there?
Probably about here, kind of.
Like close to the red?
Close to the red, like very close to the red.
Yeah. Okay. Now, again, let's talk about you having superpower. Would there anything, or is there anything that you would change in that classroom?
I would make the spacing in between the desks wider. Mm-hmm. I would take the shelves that were on the other side of the room, and I would put them on this wall here, because this wall here I could access.
Right.
with 2 steps, and it was
Yes.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. I would move the shelving units here, and I would make the spacing wider.
Right.
And I would probably make the distance in between where I was sitting and the teacher's desk shorter so that I could just get up and go as I pleased. But that's...
No, so, sorry.
If you could sit anywhere you want, where would you sit?
I could sit anywhere I wanted. I would probably be in the center, because in the center of my grade 8 class was the people that were interacting with the teacher, and it was the people that the teacher... I had a really good teacher in grade 8, but it was the people that were getting help from the teacher. It was the people that the teacher was taking their opinions of. It was that kind of thing, and because, like, I was kind of off in a corner, and she was trying to focus on the whole class, and because she figured that, you know, I'm a good girl, I don't get in trouble, she didn't really, I was kind of, like, off in the corner of class, kind of.